Hey guys, in this video I'll be showing you how to make a button like this. If you touch it, as you can see it, if you touch it, it becomes bigger, and when you start clicking, it has all these nice particles. So let's start. So I have drawn already a bunch of costumes for this button. As you can see, for the main button it's like this. When I click it, it just turns white. You don't have to make this much particle effects. I'm just showing that you can make many different types of like this. As you can see, there's a lot of these particle effects. You just have to make one, and you can just do whatever you want. So once you have made all the costumes for the button and the particles, we can start coding. So take out a when green flag clicked block that we start with always. So then take out a go to 0 0 block. Switch costume to your main costume like this costume right here, and then set size to 100 percentage. Point in direction, what is it? Yes, point in direction 90, and then we are going to make a variable named brightness effect for this sprite only. Click OK, and then we are going to set brightness effect to 0. Now take out a forever loop, put an if else check there, put another if check there. Now on the first if else check, put if touching mouse pointer, and in the mouse pointer, so inside that if else check, you see this if check, put a mouse down check, and there we go. We have made our forever loop. Now we are going to add the polish to make it react to if we are touching it should become bigger, and we are going to do the code for that. Now inside the if touching mouse pointer block, drop in a change size by put in a multiplier operator here, and then a subtraction operator here. Put the subtraction operator in the right side of the multiplication check and put it there. Now put size on the right in the subtraction, and now what you want to do is set it to 120, and the next one into how smooth you want it to go up, like how it is going to be bigger than this size. So how smoothly does it want, do you want it to go to that size? You just put it here. So if I put in something like 0.3 and put it here, put it in the touching mouse pointer like this, you can see it like this. If I touch it, you can see it like it became smoothly, like smoothly like that, so that's what we are aiming for, right? So now if this is forever stuck in this huge position, once we are not touching the mouse pointer, we want it to go down, right? So just do the same thing here. Just change size by not like that. Change size by multiplication, then subtraction. This time we want it to go back to our original size. Our original size was 100. So I'm going to put in 100 here and put in back the size input. As you can see, it's like this. And then I'm going to put 0.3 again because I feel like it's the perfect smoothness for me. You may choose a different one if you want it like in a different way. If you want it more smooth or less smooth, the more the bigger the number on this side is, the more smoother it is. Now let's test it out, shall we? Nice, we have like a nice, when we touch it, it just becomes big, and we when we let go of it, it looks perfect. Okay, now we have finished the, like, begin the polish with that one. Now we just need some, like, remember this brightness effect variable we made at the first. We are going to use it now. So this is like an optional one, you don't really need this. This is going to make the button bright when we like touch it. So it will do basic, we are basically doing the same thing like here. So change brightness effect, use the same algorithm. So I'm just going to duplicate the same algorithm. So I'm just gonna put it here, and I want it to be 25 because I don't want it to be too bright. I don't want it to be like, I'll show you how, if you put 100, it's going to be a total mess. I'll show you how bad it is. It's just going to be pure white. If you put brightness effect to white, you can't even see it anymore. So it's better putting it in 25. So if touching mouse pointer, change brightness effect variable by the whatever smoothness you want, but I recommend the size to be 25. You can also change this, I mean not the size, I mean the brightness to be 25. So, and take out the size input. Instead we are going to use the brightness effect variable. So then only it's going to be smooth. Now put in a, from the looks block, from the looks section, set brightness effect to brightness effect. Now the same thing here, just do the same thing, change brightness effect by 0 because we wanted to reset when we are not touching it, and also put in a set brightness back to brightness effect. So I think it was kind of it's like we're not that hard. It's just doing the same method we used for the size polish. So now as you can see, when we touch it, it becomes bright. When we leave it, it becomes back to the normal brightness. This is an optional thing. You don't really need to do this to make it look good. If you want only, you need to do this. One thing more to say, I'm sorry for doing this. I made a mistake while recording. Like, it's not actually if mouse down, it's an if else statement. Sorry for the inconvenience it caused. So it's just an if else statement. Uh, Instead of the, you can throw away the if then. It's an if then else. So put in the mouse down check in that. And now let's start coding, like when you click the mouse, click with the mouse to do something. So now let's start with putting down a wait until, and also the mouse down means just the mouse click, that's it, and not mouse down. Now you might be thinking, what, why is this used? Why do you want it to not be why do you want no clicks? Because otherwise it's going to do it forever, like it's a bug in Scratch. So you'll have to stick with that for now. So wait until not mouse down, so that it doesn't cause any glitches. Change size, we're going to do the size trick here again. So I'm just going to duplicate this, just do the same thing here, but I'm going to make it a little more bigger, just a little more bigger. So I'm going to change it to 150. So and we also need to change, I feel like we could also change the brightness effect. This is not really needed. If you want, you can do this is also optional again. So I'm just going to duplicate this statement for the touching mouse pointer that we did and put it in here. And now we need to switch costume to our clicked costume, so we'll switch to that. So switch costume to button clicked, and then after if we are not clicking on it on the else place, put switch costume back to our main costume, switch costume back to our this main costume. So now if we click, as you can see, it has a nice reaction to it. Like, as you can see, we have basically made the entire button. It's just now the particle effects that we have to do, and they are really easy as well. Now to make the particles appear, what we need to do is we need to go to the control section and drop in a create clone of myself in the mouse down section. Now we need to start coding the clone. So drop in a when I start as a clone white block, and then let's start doing it. So the first thing we want to do is set its size, right? And also before that, let's also set its x position and y position. Now the first thing, for me, particles should come out of near the button, but not in a fixed position. I want it to be random. So I'm going to use a pick random block, and I want it to come somewhere between here to here. So let's see what that place is. That is 137, negative 137. And I want it to go all the way up to the right side of the same edge. So I'm just going to put it the positive version of the same number. Now pick random negative 137 to positive 137. I'm going to use another pick random block in the y section as well, and I want it to be in between the y position of the button, which is 0, all the way down to, let me see, negative 5 should do. Size should go all the way from 20 percentage, I mean 20 percentage to 100 to 50 percentage, or maybe 100. Let's just go with 100. So that's one thing to do. This is up to your choice, completely up to your choice. Like, the pick random should not be exactly like this. You can set it to whatever you want, so it's entirely your choice. Now switch costume to the particle costumes. Now I have a lot of costumes, and I made a lot of costumes because I want them to be random, and be selected any of these particle effects. So now keep in mind, if you have all of these particle effects, yeah, you can follow this way, or if you have just one particle effect, just do whatever your particle effects, just switch costume to particle effect. And then, but if you are using like me and using a lot of costumes for the particle effects, then you just follow this way. So just remember the start, the amount of um, costumes you have, and also where the starting and ending of the particle effect costumes are. So my starting is 3 and the ending is 7. So switch costume to take another pick random, the starting of your costumes and the ending of your costumes, like so. So as you can see, the costume is the starting and the seventh costume is the last one. So it will pick random any of these ones. And now we want it to fold down, right? We just don't want it to be like fixed there. We don't want it to be like this. We want it to go down and just hide, or like just go. So now put a repeat until block, repeat until touching edge. So repeat until touching edge, and also before that, if we were to set this, set ghost effect. Now ghost effect, I haven't told you what ghost effect is. Ghost effect is just like a effect for making the sprite transparent. So if I just put in set ghost effect to 25, you can see it's kind of like transparent, you can see through it, right? So I'm going to set it to 0 because I want it to be opaque at the first, and then going down it should like become transparent and finally like fade out and stop. And so that's what I want. So repeat until touching edge. Change ghost effect by, let me think, about um, maybe 5. Let's test after this. So change ghost effect by 5, and we want it to fall down as well. So change y by -5, and then once it's done all this, we can delete this clock, which will basically just stop it from existence. Oh, let's see. Oh, it's nice. Oh, that looks really cool. But we want, if you want it to be like all colorful and all, you can do that. So how to do that is just simple. Just put another set color effect. Color effect is just a rainbow effect, which is when you change it, it goes through the all the colors. So change color effect maybe by 15. So let's try. Oh, nice! That looks really nice. Oh, that looks really nice. Maybe the touching edge script, maybe this ghost effect script is a little too early. I feel like. I mean, a little too fast. So I'm going to change it to something like 2 because that feels better. Oops. And let's see. Yeah, that definitely looks better. What do you think? I also feel like it's better that you can also change these inputs here. You can change it to whatever you want, and that covers it for the entire video, guys. I hope you could make it through this. I hope you were able to make it yourself a successful button like this, and I also hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching this video, and see you next time. Bye.